Hey guys, I'm back. This is Gary talking about pine needles and making money selling online. And this right here is a longleaf pine needle. It's a baby one. It's probably a year old or so. It's pretty high up. I mean, it might be it's about 2 feet high. So that's one. There's some other ones in the back. They're bigger, but they're all probably around the same age, a year and a half old. And here's some over here. Now I used to grow the baby ones in my backyard. I've done it, and there's one there. He's shooting up quick, shooting up. And the needles are very long on that. I could see that. Yeah, there's an abundance of them here in the woods, and well, I just wanted to show you about these, and I know they're out here because I picked these brown ones here. The brown ones here are like 13 or 14 inches, and sometimes I'll come out and get them. There's an abundance of them here, and once in a while I'll come out and get them. And here's a really small one that's probably a foot high. Probably a foot high, and the needles on that thing are around 14 inches long already, and it's only a foot high. Now that tree right there, that tree, it's probably a little over a foot. It's more, yeah, it is, because the ground's sinking in. It's up to my knee. It's probably about 18 inches. But that tree right there, you could sell it for like $50. I mean, I grew them in the backyard. I used to grow them, and once they got about that big or a little bigger, once they got right around there, I'd put them in a big old box, and I put a couple gallons of dirt with them, sandy soil, and I, dig all the roots up and stuff, because I didn't put them in pots. I had them right in my backyard. I had a fenced-off area where the dogs couldn't get them, and then I also blocked them with some dead tree logs and stuff. I had a bunch of them growing. I was selling them, and sometimes I'd sell like 2 for 70, 3 for 100, 1 for 50, and it was, it was taking off. It was doing pretty good, and plus I charged $20 to mail them out on top of the 50, and on top of the 70. On top of the 100, I always charge another 20 for the box to put them in. And what I would do is, if I mailed 3 of them out, I wouldn't have a lot of soil with them, and I had the soil in bags with the plant, and I'd have the bags kind of strung around the tree, and the bottom of the bag taped. So I probably have about, I don't know, maybe 12 ounces of soil in the bag, and then the tree in the bag, the top of the tree sticking out, and I'd have like 3 of them in the big long box that was over 2 feet long. And I would send them out, and I'd, get my money online. I'd mail them out to the people. People bought them in Texas, California, Arizona. I had people constantly buying them. And I had a lot of them in the yard. I ran out, I sold them all out. And then, I stopped it. It wasn't, I wasn't really a nursery person, because I was doing better. Not that I was doing better, but with the pine needles, I just had to pick them. I didn't have to grow them and worry about and dig them up and all that stuff. But digging them up, really digging these trees up and mailing them out. I mean, if you get a good amount of trees going in your yard, the next time, if I ever did it again, I'd do it in pots. They would be in pots. I would not do it in the dirt, because it was really a pain in the neck. I don't know why I did that. I did that to save money. But the next time, if I ever do it again, I'm gonna put them in pots, and then once they get 1.5 feet high, sell them $50 and $20 shipping. And that way, you just take them out of the pot, boom, they're gone. That's it. The roots can't grow bigger than the pot, and so you don't have a problem. Because I had these things in the yard, and the roots were going all over the place. I was cutting the roots, and and I learned a little trick with the roots, how to keep the tree alive. If you put honey, once you dig the tree up, you say you're growing trees in your backyard. You got a couple acres of land or something. You got a nice big backyard, and you're growing a bunch of small nursery trees, and they're getting up to around 18 inches, 2 feet tall, and you're selling them. Well, and you got to dig them out of the ground. You dig them out of the ground, the roots break. Put honey on the end of the root. Put honey on the ends of the root, and then put soil with the plant. And you can't have soil in the box; it'd be bouncing all over the place. So you have it in the bag. You have the bottom of the plant in the bag. And I used to have like 4 bags, so they couldn't rip open. And I'd have one bag over another bag over another bag over another bag. And then I'd have them wrapped around the tree, and I'd have tape around the tree, or I would have string. And then that would keep that bag underneath that thing. And then the bag, I would also tape it around the bag a little bit to make it really solid. And then I put it in a box, the bag, and then I would I used to make the bag where it wouldn't move. It was stationary with tape and stuff, and have the bag on one side of the box, and then the plant sticking up and out, and I'd mail it out, and it was fine. Customer got it, was good. And there are different things you could do to make it stationary in the box besides a bag. Besides tape and stuff. Use pieces of cardboard and tape that to it, and then tape the bag to that, and tape that down to the bottom, and have it really taped up good, and it won't move. And you could get 3 of these plants in a good sized box. And I used to mail on priority mail. Priority mail goes anywhere in the United States in 3 days. So the people get them within 3 days. So they're not going to die of nothing. They'll be fine in that box, And I did that, and I made fantastic money with it. No complaints. I thought about doing other trees, but these longleaf trees, they sell fast. People buy them quick. You put a tree up online on eBay or any platform you pick, you put one of these trees up, and it's 18 inches tall or almost 2 feet tall, and you want to get $50 for it. And it's a nice healthy tree. You take good pictures of it. Tell them you're going to send it to them, priority mail, all that stuff. It'll be gone. It might take a couple of weeks, but it should go. It'll go. And you could also do 2 and charge $40 a plant, 40, because now the price went up since I was doing it. So I was doing it a few years ago, and you get $40 a plant. Like you're giving a discount. It'll go quick. It'll go real quick. It's good. It's a good money maker. It's a good way to make money with these longleaf pine trees. So I'm just letting you know another way to make money with these pine needles is with the pine trees, selling the pine trees. People in Texas, like I said, I was getting a lot of people buying them in Texas and Arizona and out west. And some people up in the north, they were trying it, but they only grow in one zone. They're going to grow everywhere. So, but they're a good seller. People buy them. They like them. People buy them. I even sent some down to Florida, and I'm surprised because I thought these were abundant in Florida, but I guess not, because I was mailing these down to Florida to people that were buying them. I'm in South Carolina, so I imagine they were getting them in a day. But I made good money doing it. Selling these trees is good money. There's a lot of different trees you could sell and make money with. There's another tree. I'm going to have to look it up. But it was a tree that I was selling clippings. And the clippings, you could get them to grow roots and stuff, and you could replant them. And they were going for good money. They were going pretty good, but they were going like these about the same amount of money. The only thing is they were clippings. It was real easy to do them. Real easy. It was real quick. So I was doing it, and I was doing good money. I was sending them out every day. So yeah, there's another avenue to make money. So I'm going to start talking about different things on my channel besides pine trees and pine needles. But this is one big area that you could make money in, is selling small pine trees, not the real small 5-inch things. You ain't gonna get no money for them. I mean, you get a little bit of money. You have to sell them like 40 at a time. But these trees here, once they're like 18 inches tall or 20 inches tall, you get $50, $80. I mean, you can look at some stores that are selling them. There's, you know, what is it? Lowe's, Home Depot, what other stores? I mean, I'm sure I thought I seen them in a couple stores going for like $80 for a 3-gallon tree or 2-gallon. Maybe that was at a nursery or somewhere, but they're all around the same. And plus they charge you for the shipping. You got to pay for the shipping. Shipping ain't free. Oh wow, there's a green one. It's all sparkly, a nice sharp looking green needle. And how big is that? I'm putting my foot to show you guys. Yeah, it's a 14-inch needle. There's a lot of needles here. But yeah, these small trees, they sell quick. But when you grow them, you know, if you're gonna grow them from seed, you're gonna pull them out of these things, pine cones. The pine cones you can't do till September. September, October, November, December, the pine cones will have seeds in them. And then you can pull the seeds out of these. There'll be in every little platform, there'll be a seed. And you pull the seeds out, and you can plant them and grow little baby nursery trees and start them out in something real small and then move them up to a couple gallon container. You know, it's all on how you want to grow them. And then, I mean, if you hold on to them for a while, you definitely, if you hold on to them until they get 18 inches tall, and they, believe me, they'll spring up quick, it'll surprise you. It'll look like nothing, and all of a sudden it'll be a tree. And then you'll be able to get $50, no problem. $50 a tree. I mean, 10 trees is $500. 20 trees, it's $1,000. You know, little trees, but like with me, it was hard to do because of land. And I had all big trees, making it all shady and stuff, and it was hard to grow anything. But I did have some growing up in the front yard, up in the front of the backyard. I had a load of them growing. But it was, for me, it was tough. I mean, if you have a lot of land, I mean, you need a lot more land than what I had. And if you have a lot of land, you could grow these things and make a lot of money. Probably more money than you could growing a vegetable or something else. You could probably make just as much money growing these trees. You know, as long as you have the clientele, people are going to buy them. That's the whole thing. You need the clientele. So you got to have a store that's up online for a little bit, and you get the clientele. You sell them cheap and you sell them quick, one way or the other. There's a lot of trees out here, a lot of them. You know, I gave it up because I didn't have enough space in my yard to grow them. And now looking back, fast forward, the way I would have grew these is I would have grown them in pots. The roots were, like I said, the roots in the yard, they were traveling. It was very hard to, I mean, I put honey on the roots when they break and stuff, but it was a rough one, but I did it. I made good money doing it, and I learned from it. And I could always go back to doing it. So I just want you guys to know that's another avenue, selling these trees. You wouldn't think you get $50 for one little tree, but yes, you do. And you'll get $20 to mail it out, or $25, whatever you want to charge to mail it, because you want to make sure you're going to make an extra $5 or something to package it, or, you know, on top of the mailing it. Maybe you put it in a small box that puts you 15 or 14, and, you know. So that's another avenue to make money with the trees. All right, guys. I just thought I'd bring up this other way of making money with pine needles and pine trees and pine cones, and that's one of them. And there are other trees that do sell for very good money. There's some trees, and ginseng. Oh boy, that's a whole nother. The ginseng, I I've been investigating that stuff, but that's ginseng, boy. That's big money. But I mean, it's good money, but you need I mean, it takes 5 years. So, I mean, if you grow a whole bunch of it and you stash it away somewhere, in 5 years, it'll be like a little, a bank account, a nice bank account, maybe 50,000 or something, depending on how many you plant. And then you just go 5 years later and dig them up, and boom, there's your money. Of course, they got to be in a fenced-off yard. You can't have people going around them. And that's really any plant that's valuable. You know, my backyard, I have a big fenced-off area, a couple 100 feet by a couple 100 feet in the backyard. Just one area is fenced off. I mean, the front's not, but the back is. But that's why I was growing all kinds of stuff back then, trying all different things. I experimented with a lot of different plants. I even had a couple avocado trees growing. And what else? The golden, oh boy, what do they call them? The golden bamboo. The golden bamboo trees. And I still got 4 of them in the yard. And the thing with them things is they'll pop up all over the place. So like, I'm only leaving 4 there. I'm letting 4 of them grow. And anything else sprouts up out of the ground and kill it, because they're very invasive. They will grow, and they'll take over your property. So if you're growing them things, you gotta watch. Now, if you grow them in a pot, you don't have to worry. But what did I do? I got one big tree and I planted it in the yard. Now I got 4 trees in the yard, and I had a 5th and 6th one popping up like 2-3 feet away, and I cut them down and killed them. Because I don't want them things taking my yard over. Because I'm a pine needle man. I do the pine needles. But, okay, I shouldn't get off track. So, yes. See that tree? Now, that's high, that tree. That's high. That's 3-4 feet high. You can't get that in the box. But this little 18-inch one here, you can get that in the box. That's $50. That's $50 right there in the box. I mean, the people are asking up to $80 for them. I mean, some of the stores are selling for $80 plus they're charging shipping. But if you want to sell them and move them quick, you got to be somewhere in there. Your price got to be in the middle somewhere where you could move them. You know, and you got to be ready that somebody's going to say, oh, the tree didn't take or something happened, and you got to be ready for that stuff, because sometimes it happens. I always had extra trees in case somebody complained that I mailed them 2 and one died and one didn't. You know, I keep the customer happy. That's what it's all about. And that, like I said, that stuff happens once in a great while. And you got to send them instructions, which you can Google the instructions on how to plant these if they don't know, because these things are very temperamental, and you gotta plant them right so they grow. I mean, they just grow in sandy soil. But if you try to use a different soil, you kill them. So you gotta know that. So you're thinking about doing it, Google it, look it up. All right, guys, I got my bag. You see my bag there? I'm gonna pick some brown needles off the ground here. I just want to get a couple pounds, 3, 4, 5 pounds. 5 pounds if possible. And then get out of here. They're pretty plentiful. I should be able to grab handfuls of them. All right. Over and out.